Welcome. Today we're going to be talking about 5 mistakes to avoid when building your website. These will apply to any website on any platform, but if you are on my YouTube channel, you will notice that I talk a lot about AttractWell because I do recommend them as an all-in-one platform, but I work with clients who are on WordPress, who are on Kajabi, and I am a Kajabi expert. So if you're on the Kajabi Experts website, you will find my listing on there. I am there. So I do build a lot of sites in Kajabi as well. So I tried to put together a list of kind of the biggest mistakes I see people making when putting together their site that will apply to any platform. And I thought I would share that just based on all of the calls that I have with entrepreneurs, new coaches, small business owners that are trying to build online and the kind of things that they are struggling with. So mistake number 1 is winging it. When it comes to design and copy, you do not want to wing it. You usually, when you're starting with a website, you're very eager, you want to get in there. And I see people just starting to throw together a page. They just write whatever, like, this is what I do, you should buy it. And they put on whatever pictures they have, and it just ends up looking like a hot mess. So you need to take a step back before you're building a website and ask yourself, what do I want people to do when they visit this site? What is the purpose of the site? So if it's to sell a product, if you just want them to buy your products, maybe you're selling t-shirts and you just want them to buy the t-shirts, great. So at least you know the number 1 action is just to feature the products, feature the shop, and they're going to shop and that's it. But if you're selling coaching, if you're selling a course or a program, the first step you want them to take might be to get your lead magnet. It might be to join a webinar that you're doing or a masterclass that you're teaching. You want to get them on your email list so you start to build a relationship with them and then lead them to a program or a course that you're offering as well. So you want to think through what are the things that you're offering and what's the first step you want someone to take, and make sure that that is strategically featured first and that your homepage is laid out in such a way that you get them to take that action. Your homepage should be introducing who you are, who you serve, and how you serve them, and lead visitors to the best place to get started. And it needs to do that quick. You get a few seconds, only a few seconds, that they visit your homepage before they leave. Okay, so if you have a novel that you expect them to read before they get to anything good, you've lost them already, because people don't like to read. They just don't. We're naturally in kind of skimming mode when we're online, and we're not inclined to read a big long thing. Unless I've sat down to read a book on my phone, then I'm not really in the mode to read a huge amount of text. I want people to get to the point. Who are you? What do you do? What am I supposed to do here? How do I find the things I'm looking for? And if the page is a mess and I can't find that, if it's confusing, if it looks unprofessional, I'm gone, right? So you want to make sure that you're not doing anything to drive traffic away from your site. You want to get them to the important stuff quickly so they can tell if this is even relevant to them. So don't wing it, have a plan, make some decisions before you actually start. So I want to walk through what I call the anatomy of a website. I use the same diagram in a lot of my ebooks. So if you visit my website, pamlazon.com, you'll see I have a lot of ebooks and resources there on how to build things out. So you'll probably find this same graphic in there. But basically, we want to have a header that's going to get their attention. So a really good headline that gets their attention, that has a hook that's going to grab their interest and has a call to action right away. You want to make sure that everything makes sense together and is laid out well. And we're going to talk about that on one of my other points on here, but you can just see that you want to get their attention quickly. This is the part they're going to see above the fold. So before they scroll down anywhere, this is the most important part up here. Okay, good site navigation at the top, of course, so they can navigate to other things they're looking for with your branding and all of that. But we want to get to the point quickly right here. Then you have a little bio introducing yourself, but again, get to the point. We do not need your life story. You want to tell the parts that are going to make people read this and say, wow, she knows exactly what it's like. She gets me. I'm just like her. I want to follow this person. I want to get to know this person because she gets it. So share about yourself in such a way that you're sharing the things that your audience will relate to. So, hey, I've been there. If you feel like this, this, and this, I've been there too. And because I used to do such and such and such, and I found that this is what works. And so now I help people go from A to Z without 1, 2, 3. All of those kinds of things. That's what you want to be saying so that they go, oh, wow, cool. That's just like me. I want to work with this person. Then here's how I can help. 1, 2, 3. And then you could have more than 3. You could have just 2. You could have one main thing. But basically, here's how I can help direct them to the thing you do, right? Take action right away. Then we want to have a section that highlights testimonials, what other people are saying, social proof, right? We want to give those testimonials. Those are like gold. I've got 3 listed here. You can have more than that. You can have a carousel that scrolls through, and you can have testimonials throughout your site as well on different parts. Then we have final section with connecting points. And again, we're just basically summing up that header section and driving them to take action. And then of course, a really good footer. Now you could have other things on here. If you could be doing podcasting and blogging, you might have most recent episodes. You might feature products that you're selling, but the basic bare bones of it. Okay, the bare bones of it is this. These are the things you're going to be seeing on a homepage. So you want to take a step back and ask yourself, what do I want them to do? And make sure that your homepage is directing them to that quickly, getting to the point quickly and effectively, getting their attention and getting the right people to those action steps so that they take action right away and don't leave your site. So the next mistake I see people taking is not doing any kind of branding. So if you just pick colors as you go, and you're just kind of like, whatever, I don't know, I don't really care. I hear people say this all the time. I don't really care. I don't really care about colors, just whatever. I just don't want anything ugly. Just pick whatever. It's going to end up inconsistent and unprofessional looking. You do care, right? You do care. So take 5 minutes and pick some colors and then be consistent with them throughout. So set your branding up before you start designing, because it makes it 100 times easier to pound out a really professional looking page if you know what the colors are and the look and the feel of the site is going to be, right? If you're just guessing as you go, I guarantee it's going to be a hot mess. Pick pictures as well that are good quality images, that are not ripped off of Google Images. They're not all blurry. They don't have watermarks on them. And don't put pictures of yourself that you took on your phone that are all blurry and fuzzy looking. You can take really good pictures with your phone if you have a decent phone, but often I have clients sending me pictures that are so clearly like an old selfie from their phone, and it's dark and it's fuzzy looking, and it's like, I don't want to put this on your site. It just looks bad. Take some time, put on a nice outfit, do your hair and makeup, make yourself look decent, face a window, or go outside and get someone to take a bunch of pictures of you, and just take a million pictures, because then from that you'll get at least a few that are really good that you can use on your site, or take some time and get some professional shots done. But at the very least, like, have an intentional photo shoot with a friend and get some solid pictures of yourself done. It makes all the difference with the way that things look on your site. Have a logo set up. If you can't afford to have someone create a logo for you, go on Canva. They have a million templates for free logos, and just adjust the wording and the colors on the logo and get a logo image for your business. Again, it makes it look 100 times more professional. So you can do a mood board, something like this. On Canva, they have lots of templates, so you can just put something together that has images, colors, little graphics, fonts. This will be like a compass for you as you build out your site. So you reference back to this. You're going to be grabbing these pictures, using them as backgrounds, using them as stock photography on your site, using these colors and these fonts on your site, and suddenly you're going to be really happy with how professional and clean and nice your site looks, because you stuck to this instead of just making it up as you go. The next mistake that I see people make is making sure that not making sure that their site is mobile friendly. So they just design a site and then it looks like garbage on mobile. You're going to have people visiting from their phone, probably more than their desktop. So you have to make sure your site is mobile friendly. If you are building on a platform that does not give you a mobile preview as you're building, then you need to be checking on your phone. How is this looking? Do not launch unless it looks really good on mobile. It hurts your SEO. So SEO is your search engine optimization. It's the ability for search engines to basically rank you when people are searching for things on Google or what have you. And you want to show up on people's searches. And if you do not have a mobile friendly site, it will hurt your SEO. Less people are going to find you because your site isn't set up for phones. It's a really simple thing. And the key to really making a good mobile design is just don't overcomplicate it. if you don't have a background in design, if you're doing it yourself, don't overcomplicate it. Keep it simple. I find that when people are designing, they try to move everything around. They want to move everything left and right and up and down and twist it upside down, and it just becomes a mess, and they don't understand what happened because now they look on their phone and like everything's cut off. And I was like, because you just went to town cutting, like moving everything and twisting everything around. Take whatever platform you're using, use the templates they have, and they usually try and steer you towards their column sizes and their sections. So work within that. Don't go nuts trying to move things around and adjusting margins and padding and width too much, because if you don't understand those things, you might end up with a really messed up design that doesn't translate to mobile. And then you're going to be ending up hiring someone to fix it so that it looks good on mobile. Some platforms will automatically optimize for mobile, so you don't really have to think about that. I find that those platforms can be good for beginners, but also have less customization options because they're basically created a really rigid platform for you so that you can't screw it up. So, it's up to you what you choose, but just keep that in mind, that as you're building it out, be checking how it looks on your phone. You don't want to be that person that's like, well, yeah, I know my site, it looks like garbage on the phone, but I don't understand why people aren't visiting it because it looks like garbage on the phone. Okay, mistake number 4, take some time and write good copy. Don't overlook copy. Copy and design are really important. I talk a lot about design because I'm a designer, but copy is just as important. If you have a ridiculous amount of copy on your site, like if you've written a novel and then you think design is going to be enough for people to read it, you are wrong. And I can't stress this enough. People will send me copy for their site, and it's just their rantings, their mindless ramblings, and they go on and on and on about what their offer is. And it's just like, nobody's going to read this. Nobody's going to read this. There might be a point if you've developed a relationship where somebody will read a lengthy amount of text from you, but when they're first visiting your site, you need to get to the point. You need to make it snappy. Okay. You need to be concise and clear and direct. Connect with your audience, get to the point. And you want to appeal to their emotions. You don't want to just say, buy this, sign up for this. Or my favorite is book a discovery call. Why on earth would a complete stranger sign up to have a live face-to-face Zoom call with you if they don't know anything about you and can't see the benefit for themselves? Every single person I work with, I swear, every person has book a discovery call on their site. And all of them will say the same thing. Nobody ever clicks that. And I always tell them, why should they click it? If you haven't told them why, they're not going to do it. So if there's a value to it, if there's value in the discovery call, like book a 15-minute discovery call with me to find out 1, 2, 3. On this call, you can expect and just lay it out for them, what you're going to ask them, what they're going to discover by the end of it, how that will benefit them, and have a picture of yourself and your credentials and all of this so that they want to take that discovery call because they want what you are offering in that call. Don't just say, get on a free discovery call with me to see if, this sales program or this group coaching that I'm offering is the right fit for you. Because essentially they know that you're just going to be pitching to them. It's better to offer something like, on this call, I'm going to help you understand 1, 2, 3, or I'm going to help you discover if you are blah, 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 blah. And then we'll know if you're a good fit for the coaching program, right? So on that 15-minute call, you're going to help them in some way. You're going to help them learn something or help them discover something. And then you can say, hey, and this is what this coaching program is going to give you, and blah, 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 blah. And so then they can, determine from that point. People aren't going to come on a call to be pitched. So if it's just like, hey, get on this call so that I can really make you feel pressure to buy this thing I'm doing, no one's going to do that. So that's just, keep that in mind. If you expect them to book that discovery call, you really need to show them the benefits of it. And that goes for anything you're selling. If it's a course you're selling, if it's a coaching program, if you don't tell them how it benefits them, how they're going to feel after the transformation they're going to gain, what they're going to overcome, what they're going to learn, all the different bonuses they're going to get from it, then they're not going to do it. That's just how it works. They're just not going to do it. You haven't explained it enough. So the last mistake that I see people making is launching without any kind of plan to market it. And then they expect traffic to just happen. So just because you have a website, just because you have bought a domain and you throw it out into the internet, does not mean anyone's going to find it. Yeah, someone will find it eventually. But if you're like, well, no one's clicking, no one's buying my stuff, and you're just sitting there, what was the plan? Having a website alone is not enough for people to find it. And the entire internet is not alerted every time somebody launches a website. So they don't know it's there. You have to make a plan to get the right people to find your site. So you need to have a strategy for marketing. You need to be consistent with it and patient to wait for results. It doesn't happen overnight. So you're going to be on social media. You're going to think about the platforms that your target audience is going to be on, and you're going to be consistently posting there, and you're going to be adding value, not buy my thing, buy my thing, buy my thing, product, sales pitch, sales pitch. That's boring. You're going to be adding value. Okay. Share your expertise, build that relationship with them, show them that you know what you're talking about so that they go, cool, I'm going to follow this person because I'm learning a lot. Okay, start blogging. Blogging can be a great way to help your SEO and adding content out there, showing value, teaching people. If you're blogging, you can be YouTubing. You can do those simultaneously. You can use AI to turn your YouTube videos into blogs. You can also take your blog and pump it into AI and say, give me some YouTube video ideas from this, and go back and forth. Taking your content and using it multiple times on different platforms can be really effective and smart. YouTubing is a great way for people to find you as well and get to know you and learn that you know what you're talking about. YouTubing and podcasting can also go hand in hand. So you can take the audio of your YouTube video and use it as a podcast. You can take the transcript and turn it into a blog. So there's lots of different ways that you can use those three tools to grow your audience. If you don't want to do a blogging, YouTubing, and podcasting, you can also be a guest on somebody else's podcast or blog and be driving traffic to your site. That way you can submit articles to online magazines so that you can say you've been featured on such and such magazine. And you can look for summits, either in person or online summits, to be a speaker. There's always someone rocking a summit out there, and you can be a speaker at different summits. And that's another great way to grow your audience and to network, to drive traffic to your site. And you can find other businesses, other entrepreneurs that are serving the same audience as you and partner with them to do an event, a masterclass, or an offer, something like that. And you can benefit each other that way. So get creative and have a plan and be consistent with it to drive traffic to your site, because I'm honestly tired of people getting on calls and they're like angry that their site, they put all this money into having their site designed and launched, and then it just sits there. It's like, because you're doing literally nothing. And when I ask them what their plan is, they look at me like I'm like crazy. Like, what do you mean my plan? My plan was to have a website. It's like, well, that was only step one. So make a plan, please. Please make a plan and have realistic expectations. So the last thing I want to tell you about is my Launch and Grow ebook. This is an ebook that I wrote based on calls with people just like you, based on working with entrepreneurs who are just launching, just starting to build their business online, and are looking for steps, looking for tips and checklists to make sure that they have thought of everything they need to do. They've built their brand, they've developed a strategy, they know how to do their good copywriting and create marketing effectively on their site, writing their marketing emails and all of those things. So I've walked through all of those different steps in growing and launching your business to help you get off the ground. And I'm only selling it for $9.99 Canadian. So it's a steal. So you can go check that out on my site anytime. And my bonus tip is to work with someone like me, because I work with entrepreneurs like you all the time. I know where you stumble and how to support you, and I can help you get it set up fast and make it look professional. So you can just get past the tech and start doing that thing you love. So I hope that you would check out my site, PamelaZon.com. And these are some different site layouts that I've put together. We can make something that is uniquely you, that shouts your branding from the rooftops and drives traffic to the right things on your site strategically, so that you can just start marketing and working with your ideal clients and get things off the ground quickly. So give me a holler, leave a comment, and I hope to talk to you soon. And as always, make sure you visit my website at PamelaZon.com. I have a lot of free resources available for you. You can also submit an inquiry to hire me to build out your site on any platform, or you can check out my Launch and Grow Your Online Business ebook. This ebook gives you everything you need to get your business off the ground and running. We are going to be covering how to build your brand, how to define your audience, step-by-step website creation, the power of SEO, crafting your client journey, marketing strategies that really work. Plus, I give you an essential checklist and quick start guide to walk through all of the things you're going to need for your business so that you don't miss anything. And this is including copywriting tips and how to write a good marketing email campaign. So it is a very complete ebook that I have based off of all of my countless calls with entrepreneurs just like you, getting things started, who don't feel like they're tech savvy, not sure what they need. This is all catered to you to make it as easy as possible. So make sure you check that out because it's only $9.99 Canadian. It's a really great deal, especially if you're American, because the Canadian dollar is not doing too hot these days. And so this is going to be a lot less for you. But give it a look and make sure you visit my site. Thanks so much.